So here I am in Senegal. I'm coming to see the fantastic work that Oxfam is doing with the money raised from Shwopping. Shwopping is every time that you go out to buy something, you take something that you no longer wear and you drop it in a Shwop drop box in Marks&Spencer. They give it straight to Oxfam. 3.5 million garments you've given, and it's done the most extraordinary things already. When you look at Africa, you don't really think it's a place where you grow rice, but here they do. I wanted to see exactly how they do it because everywhere I've looked here, it looks extremely dry. So we went out to see the most extraordinary project in Pinot. The reason why Oxfam wanted to help this particular rice project was that in 2002 they had a sudden, extraordinary, catastrophic for here, drop in the temperature. They lost livestock, people died, there was heavy rainfall, everywhere is flooded. About 100,000 people were affected. They make it look so easy. I know you're saying that, but I'll throw it everywhere. Oxfam stepped in because they wanted to be able to support the farmers in growing their rice and to enable them to grow it in a better way for selling it on, to form collaboratives of farmers producing bulk rice. So there's a river here in Senegal called the Lamsar, and that's where they get the fresh water, sweet water, and a big motor pump up there pumps it down, irrigation. So having been broadcast, as it were, love that word, by about 20 women out there just throwing them out from the sack, then after about 20 days it comes as much as this. This is the Pekin district on the outskirts of Dakar, and it's home to 1.5 million people. It is extraordinary. Whole families living in tiny rooms, but not only the rooms tiny and crumbling and falling down and possibly shared with animals. Every year they flood. Every year water comes up hip high here. And they live in the most squalid conditions. All the septic tanks overflow. Disease is rife. It's absolutely chaotic. You see, if you come and look in here, you can see the still water all this time later. It's sopping wet, it's unlivable in there. Are flies and just slurry and water on the ground.
For most of the people during the rainy period, this is how it is. Children will be staying there. When the flood starts, people will just
climb onto the top,
climb up and start living there.
My heart just beats when I come here because these people are exactly like you and exactly like me. We know what floods are like. We see them in our own country. It's devastation. It's utterly miserable. It affects you forever. But there is hope at hand because through Oxfam's work, 3,000 families, that's 32,000 people, have been taken out of despair, actually. They've been given money, they've been given disinfectants, they've been given the ability to look after themselves, to wash properly, to dispose of their garbage. Progress can be made.
indi nañ fi juróom-ñaari baar saabu indi nañ ci ñeenti ñu ngi leen di sant ñoom ñi indi lool ndax nit luñ la defal doo ko kepp ñun daa rëy ci ñun.
Oxfam picks up where the need is and then it can funnel the resources into the particular places. This is one of the most needed areas in the world. We're filming this in the middle of March. Come July, the rains are going to come again, and I wonder what they'll bring this time. This is Shwopping magic. This is the paradise I came to see. This is where the clothes you donate, which you drop into the Shwop boxes in M&S, which are sent to Oxfam and are sorted, which are repacked into huge packages, are brought out here to the westernmost tip of Africa, are sorted by these wonderful ladies with the most accurate throws into shirts and skirts and baby clothes and t-shirts. It shows that the bra that doesn't fit you anymore has travelled all the way here and has arrived in one of these drop boxes, and tomorrow it's going to be sold in the Dakar market. All the money raised from Shwopping goes to Oxfam. All the money at Oxfam goes to help disadvantaged people around the world. And here in Senegal, we've seen that coming to life. Well, it's thrilling to be here in the market, in the seeing the things from Fripetique, which we've seen packed into tight, shiny bundles, we've seen loaded onto hand carts and brought here, and now suddenly exploding into this phenomenal market. Clothes, hanging off clothes, it's just never ending. What is so exciting is that we've seen things that people in Britain have donated, and they've turned up here in this market. The thing that you wore in Bedfordshire is now out here in central Dakar. Fantastic story. If people hadn't been kind enough and thoughtful enough to give these clothes, they'd all be thrown away and rotting in a landfill. They would take forever to rot down. And the fact is, even though you don't want that shirt anymore, somebody does want it. So don't chuck it away. Give it to M&S, give it to Oxfam, and it'll come here and it'll be sold and have another life. It's very exciting now to be at the end of this long journey. From the start of Shwopping, to see where the clothes have come all the way in Western Africa, in Dakar, to see the great work that Oxfam, M&S's partner in this, are doing out here, and to see the people who are benefiting from it. Shwopping really works. Let's keep on shwopping, and let's shwop even more than before.